And hi, good morning. So, organic strategy. I have a brilliant ideas for you today. There's 5 things, and there's a bit of a code, a special code, so that you can remember it. And so, how about some organic strategies to help you get results that really work and that it's free? It takes a little bit of time. Organic does take a little bit more time, more manpower, but it's good to have automation and organic together. It's very effective. And so I am using these strategies myself right now and really enjoying it and getting some results. So I want to share that with you. So welcome. And if you're joining me live, please say hello. I'd love to shout out to you and say hi. Let me know where you're coming from. And if we haven't met before, my name is Dodd, and I'm here to encourage, inspire, train, educate whatever I can to help you grow your business online using social media strategies. And today it's all about organic strategies. And I've learned this from one of my mentors, and there's a little bit of a code to it, which makes it really fun and easy to remember. And so let's get into it. And so the code is 2RP2R, and that sounds a little bit Star Wars. May the force be with you and all that kind of thing, but it makes it easy to remember. So it's 2Rs, 2R, P, and 2R. So 2RP2R. So that's what it's all about. So it makes it when you sit down to go and do your work, then that makes it okay. What do I have to do today? I remember the 2RP2R. So here we go. So what do we know about Facebook? What's one thing that is definitely a big focus around Facebook? And that is relationships. Facebook wants us to have relationships, right? So that's what this is about, and that's what organic strategy is all about. So everything that Facebook puts out in front of us is the posting, the engagement, the stories, people joining together in groups. It's all about relationships. So now, and what is one of the first things that you might do when you think about working on your business in the morning? And a lot of times, your first focus is on what do you have to post? Well, we're going to switch that around a little bit, because the first R is re-engage. And that means re-engaging on other people's posts. So, and not necessarily the people that are in your team, but other people that might be prospects. So instead of posting first thing, re-engage with 5 people. So switch your focus around and turn that into a conversation. So that means that just an emoji, isn't good enough. Just the heart or the like or, the GIF, doesn't cut it. It's got to be a true conversation. So for example, the other day I posted, what was it about? Something on my Facebook profile about what do you read on labels, or what do you look for in labels? And so it was wonderful because I got all kinds of different answers. And the ones that stood out to me were the longer ones, like actual paragraphs, where they said something. And so then that prompted me to reply to that. And then it's wonderful if they would reply back. And so you go back and forth a few times, and that's a true conversation. And if people just put down like a one word, then it's really hard to, comment back on that. So it would be like if you go out and, see your neighbor in the front yard and you start talking to them. Well, you're not going to give them, like a love heart kind of thing. You're going to have a conversation that is going to go back and forth a few times. So that's what you want. Like you're talking to your neighbor. So really re-engaging, with people on other people's posts. So it's not your post. So that's the first R, re-engage. And then the second R is, and the other point I just glimpsed at my notes. The other point about re-engaging is what happens on, especially if it's a longer post on other people's posts, is that when you comment and then you're in the feed, let's say, or the conversation for that post, when other people get notifications, every time somebody posts on or comments on that post, then everyone's going to get a notification that so-and-so commented on this post. Then your name goes out to all these other people, and then they get to know you. So that's how things start to spread. So that's another advantage of re-engaging on other people's posts is it gets your name spread out there, and you get to start to engage with friends of friends and things like that. Okay, so the second R is reply. So that's replying on your own posts, like the example that I gave before. So that would be replying on comments that people put on my post. So you could go to your notifications and reply to things. And so it's a little bit, so it's continuing those conversations. And when you see your notifications, like, sometimes you can be overwhelmed by, all of the notifications that you get because, it's just like, oh my gosh, it goes on and on and on because there's so many, but you don't need to get them all done. It can be just, feed a little bit at a time. It's not something you have to totally clear out. So we reply, for about 5 minutes. So you've done the 2 R's. So that's re-engage and reply. And now we're on to the P. So what do you think that the P stands for? Well, the P is to post. So now we get to focus on our posting. So we've done our engaging first. Now you've earned the right to post. And so it's also important to be intentional about what you're posting. So, sometimes we think, okay, I know I have to post, and you just kind of, okay, find something. But to be intentional, according to your branding, according to the message, and also alternating, different types of posts from day to day so that they're not all totally similar. So, on your page, you might want to do it, maybe twice a day, and on your personal page, once a day. And so, I haven't been very good on my personal page. I've kind of been ignoring that, putting all my focus on my business page, but now I'm starting to go back. And so I'm putting focus on my personal page. So you might need a bit of a posting plan. And that's, of course, is a whole huge topic in itself. So, but we do want to be posting. So that's part of the organic strategy. So now we're on to the last 2 R's. So the first 2 were to re-engage, reply, post, and now the first R on the second side is reconnect. So that's where you want to go into Messenger and reconnect with 5 people. So just based on, maybe what you've put in your content or a previous conversation, just re-engaging and having that relationship. So a quick message, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Are you starting to come out of lockdown or whatever the situation is? What are you doing this weekend? Just to, and being human. So actually having a human connection, like you ran into 5 neighbors, around your neighborhood or across the street or whatever it is. So reconnecting. And then the last one is something that might surprise you. So it's actually recharging. So after you've done all your work, now it's time to think about yourself. So how many hours, do you spend a day on your phone and on your computer? And I know, like, I could spend like the whole day on my computer. Well, it's time to put it down and actually get out there and have a life. Imagine that, having a life. So then when you get out and walk the dog, or go for a walk, plant a garden, do whatever it is, play with your kids, spend time with your family, then now you have something to post about, right? Now you have a story, something to talk about, material, for your post. Otherwise, it's always, you sitting at the computer and that kind of thing. So, and recharging, is so good for the soul. And just to take that time and energy and just take a breather. And I have to really think about that one. So that's really, really important. So that's 2R, P, 2R. So it's re-engage, replay, post, reconnect, and recharge. So an easy way to remember, 2R, P, 2R. So, and this is brought, a lot of this information is from one of my mentors and also from John Eric Mosler. So that's where it's from originally. So they're not hard steps to do. They're very easy, but the whole thing, of course, is to be consistent and to do this. And this is, just part of it. There's lots more tips on organic strategy, and then, of course, on the automation. And so if you'd love to dive deeper into this, there's an awesome event coming up next weekend. Usually this event is in Las Vegas, and last year I went to it in Las Vegas, and it's a 3-day event in Las Vegas. But of course, because of the situation, now we're having it virtually. So they decided to do it virtually. And so, of course, it's minimum cost because it's virtual. And the bonus right now is that if you buy a ticket to this virtual summit, then you also get a ticket to the live event that's going to be happening next January. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. So not only do you have the virtual right now, but next January there would be a true live event. And it's so wonderful because that's where I met, so many of, my mentors and colleagues from around the world that I've been chatting with online. And so you meeting them in person is such a wonderful thing. And of course, the content there is just second to none. It's so inspiring and encouraging and diving deeper into so much more of these strategies. So I encourage you to look into that. And if you'd like some information on that, then I'd be happy to give it to you. We'll share the where you can have access to this below. So look for that. And it is next weekend, May 29th to 31st, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's virtually for now, and it's just magnificent, just having all this information and from the comfort of your living room. So until next time, have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again on Monday at approximately 9 a.m. Pacific time. So until then, be sure to check out the information and get your ticket now to the virtual workshop next weekend. So bye for now and take care.